Comic book villains are supposed to be scary. But how scary can they really be when you know that in real life you could beat them with nothing more than a pair of rubber boots? Today I want to talk about some of these loser villains, and you might be surprised by who some of them are. Of course, you've got your undeniably powerful bad guys like Darkseid and Thanos, Galactus, real cosmic threats. But then you've got guys like Mysterio, a master of illusions. Yeah, right. Everything's AI or deepfake these days. We don't believe anything. Sometimes I go watch my YouTube videos that I recorded of myself, and I'm not even sure those are real. And once you take away all the tricks, he's just a normal dude wearing a fishbowl on his head. And Kingpin, aside from the fact that the dude is due for a cardiac event at any moment, honestly, there are way worse people than him in real life. You can probably think of a few. Not to mention they take him down for a RICO violation in no time. Then you've got Electro, controls electricity. That seems cool. I definitely would like to be able to do that. Just don't think it makes you a really great villain. Proper insulation and grounding techniques would neutralize his powers just like that. Not to mention people who deal with high voltage electricity have plenty of equipment that they could lend to whoever's fighting him. Probably the police, because I don't even think he's worthy of calling in the National Guard. You just knock him out with some rubber bullets and throw him in a big rubber box. Then you got Magneto, the master of magnetism. Then you got Magneto. Guy uses magnetism to control metal stuff. But in real life, most stuff isn't magnetic. In the real world, you're generally not going to have, in the real world, Magneto's not going to be lucky enough to have an opponent with a metal skeleton. Not to mention modern day technology uses a lot of non-ferrous materials like aluminum, ceramics, plastic, polymers. So what's he going to do with that? You knock him out, throw him in a big plastic box next to Electro. Then we come to the ever-popular Joker, who is just a crazy person. The dude just wouldn't have the capacity to plan the sorts of crimes that he carries out in the comics. Not to mention the guy double-crosses all of his henchmen. How many times can you put together a crew, have them all kill each other, and expect to get another group together for your next robbery? And then he's got Harley Quinn, his obsessed girlfriend, who's very impulsive. And I have to tell you, impulsiveness, not a trait found in successful people in the real world or the criminal underworld. You wouldn't even need a special box for those two. Just throw them in jail. Then you got Penguin, a lot like Kingpin, except he's not strong. This is another guy who they're just taking him down on a racketeering charge. Maybe he would share a cell with Kingpin. This is another guy like Kingpin who they'd take down on a racketeering charge in no time. Maybe they'd even end up sharing a cell. Then you got the Riddler with the riddles and the puzzles. And other than the Zodiac Killer, usually those guys get picked up pretty quick. Even Leopold and Loeb, the guys who carried out the so-called perfect crime in real life, thought they were so smart sending a ransom note to throw people off their trail. They threw out the typewriter. The authorities still found it, took them down. So there you have it. Overall, just not very impressive, some of these villains. Even some of them that are very popular. Of course, it doesn't stop me from enjoying reading about them or watching them in movies or on TV. If I'm able to suspend my disbelief long enough to believe that a grown man would wear his underwear outside of his pants, it's pretty easy to imagine that some psycho with a crazy girlfriend could plan an elaborate heist.